As an avid collector of colourful bricks, I can say with chest it's one of the hardest tasks known to man. Hafthor Bjornsson, yes I pronounced that correctly, deadlifted 501 kilograms in 2020, which is about the same weight as a full-grown horse. Usain Bolt ran 100 meters in under 10 seconds, reaching a top speed of 27.8 miles per hour, and I spend 16 hours a day refreshing eBay for a robot made in 1978. I've been collecting this landfill for a long time, and it all started one Christmas day in the year 2000. At the young age of 4, my mum bought me Gungan Patrols as stocking filler, but it quickly became the highlight of the year. Sadly, this also spelled out doom for my future bank balance.
You're broke! You're f***ing poor!
I didn't really realise how much of a problem it had become, until I found myself in my early 20s charging down the kids aisle at Asda, pushing over little Timmy for a collection of colourful bricks. And while I felt like a big man walking up to the till, 80/80 in one hand and Death Star in the other, nothing quite hurt as much as the cashier saying, "Oh wow, you kids are gonna love these." The themes I've chosen to collect play a big part in how I collect. If you choose a more recent theme to start off with, like Minecraft, then apart from a couple of sets, you're in for an enjoyable and fulfilling experience. The sets are readily available either in store or online. Even the retired sets are easy to find on eBay or Bricklink, fully boxed and complete. But if you go for something a little more exotic, like I don't know, pirates, then you better be prepared for sleepless nights. While you can find almost any set unboxed fairly easily, being on the right side of history and wanting it complete in colourful cardstock becomes a major 6x1 up the exhaust port. My personal strat when it comes to collecting is going year by year and buying all the sets from themes I enjoy, until I inevitably get seduced by a cool Pirates of the Caribbean pirate ship. For the most part, this has treated me well, although my money to LEGO expectations has drastically lowered. If you watch any other LEGO creator, they often talk about money to part count, saying 4p a piece is actually really generous, or 10p a piece is rather stingy of LEGO. Meanwhile, your boy over here is raw dogging an 80p set for 150 quid and calling it an absolute dub. My dating life really took a hit when I kicked this whole LEGO collecting business into maximum overdrive. Some women find it rather exciting when you reveal you have toys in the bedroom, but quickly become disappointed when you bust out the LEGO dropship and begin explaining how the attachment mechanism works. The price of dates really take their toll on the LEGO budget too. Sure, I could take my wife out for a nice meal and create beautiful and loving memories to treasure for the rest of my life, or I could buy extra plastic to live on my floor, and I've made my choice. It's made worse by the fact my brain now operates in pounds of plastic rather than British pounds. 40 quid a meal? More like a Republic fighter tank. Why don't we just go for a nice free walk instead? Storage has become the biggest problem of all. While I have big plans to turn this room into something other than the world's most expensive episode of Hoarders, that costs money, and that's money not going on LEGO. When we first moved in, my wife agreed to let me have one room for all my collecting habits, and while I tried my best to stick to that rule, it quickly became obvious that wasn't going to happen. The worst part I've found is the red hot ball in the sky we sometimes refer to as the sun. While this mythical beast only shows itself a couple of times a year in the UK, it still possesses the ability to ruin my precious plastic. That unfortunately means this curtain stays closed, like my wife's legs once she sees my current eBay purchases. One thing collecting vintage LEGO has taught me is patience, both while stalking rare sets and waiting for them to arrive by post. I often spend my days prowling eBay for the same 4 sets, and ultimately being disappointed. But once they finally show up, I'm fast on the trigger like Technic enthusiast when I say it has no soul. Having such a large collection becomes a real suffering from success kind of story. When I first started wasting my money, I didn't bother starting a list of sets I own as I didn't really see much point. Cut to present day and for real no cap, I deadass have no idea what sets I do and don't own anymore. While I have a lukewarm IQ, I do remember a good chunk of the mid to large sets, but when it comes to these tiny ones, Lord only knows which ones I do and don't own, leading to some interesting doubles. Speaking of doubles, a few sets I own have alternate builds, or better yet combination builds, and that raises the age-old question, how low can I truly go? The good news is you can always buy the duplicate sets as spare parts, or completely unboxed with no instructions, so that does save a couple of Benjamins. Making friends becomes rather difficult as conversations will inevitably lead to, so what do you do for fun? Collecting LEGO doesn't sound too bad, Most people remember it from their childhood and might even find it kinda cool, but then the question of what's your most expensive set suddenly transforms it into an intervention as you reveal just how deep into the cult you are. If I make friends in the LEGO community, I face an entirely different problem. While it's nice to talk about my hobby to someone who truly gets it, my wallet takes a massive hit as I'm introduced to completely new themes that I had absolutely no intention of owning. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I'm trying to hit 5,000 subs. Let me know the problems you guys face in the comments below, but I'll be seeing you all next Sunday. Take care, fellas.